when the war ended, all that infrastructure and everything was ready for giving jobs.
Correct, sir.
And became an industrial hub, making cars, making everything. All industries, innovation.
Correct, sir.
All that happened in America and created more wealth in America because all was based on the back of a capitalistic idea.
Correct, sir.
While you flip off it, you look at the Soviet Union. See what happened to the Soviet Union.
What happened, sir?
You know what Soviet Union is?
No, sir. I didn't get that history, sir. I will also read that.
Which year were you born, bro?
2000, sir. 2000.
Okay, this has happened before you were born.
I heard about Soviet Union, sir.
Then what do you think? What is Soviet Union?
Sir, but I don't
They're
know.
a communist country. America and Soviet Union are like this, fighting all the time.
Okay, sir.
One was capitalist, freedom, free trade. This was communist. Everything is controlled by the government.
Okay, sir.
Finally, this collapsed. And you should go and research on that and you come back to me. We'll talk in another podcast. I'm not saying communism is bad. Comparing those two. That instance, let's compare and see why this one failed and this one, just in an economic angle.
Okay, sir.
On a simplistic view.
Okay, sir.
Let's not get into nuanced or political and what all happened. Just on an economic level, you research and come back.
Okay.
So people at your level, in your generation, can understand what happened in Soviet Union in terms of economy.
Okay, sir.
So getting back. So profit is why it's needed. For this thing to keep growing, the country to keep growing, money to be more produced, more jobs to be made,
Correct,
more
sir.
people coming out of poverty, you need profits. And without profits,
there's nothing.
yeah, because it's like the oxygen in the blood.
Correct, sir.
Workers are like the blood. Population is the blood. But only when you put oxygen inside, will that blood go everywhere and give oxygen to all parts of the body, all the organs get oxygen and the organ starts functioning.
Correct,
You
sir.
remove oxygen from the blood, you start dying. That's how important profits are.
Correct, sir. And he also tells one incident that America is the capitalist wealthiest country, but at the same time, it is the most charitable country, sir. In 1994, every US resident from their pockets, they gave a total of 105 billion, sir, to homeless.
Not the government. What he's talking about, not government.
Yes, sir.
Citizens of America,
citizens of America. Yes, sir.
they themselves, like you donating money, putting undi money, like that, Americans gave money.
Of total of 105 billion.
Without the
sir.
government involved. And the people who received the money were not governments.
Correct, sir.
They were directly people to people.
Homeless.
Yeah.
Say they offered the money. That's how he states that capitalism is not a bad word to say, sir.
Correct. Like you take great example in your generation be Mr. Beast. You know who Mr. Beast is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The
You
famous
like
YouTuber who gives money. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I watch him, sir.
He is on YouTube. He makes a lot of money on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
But instead of just sitting and keeping all that money for himself and swallowing it,
he spends for the
he's
poor,
doing.
Sir. Correct, sir.
He's opening schools, he's opening wells, he's
Correct,
opening
sir.
orphanages, he's trying to help. He's trying to do his bit.
Correct, sir.
Then people are still going like this bad to him because he's taking video of that and he's putting that on YouTube. But he's doing something, no?
Correct, sir. Sir, on that perspective, I also had a bad mindset of this thing, sir. Like when you help someone, do not take videos or photos of that. Do not post anything on Instagram or in any social media platform, which may be bad to do. I thought about before that as one of the persons looking on that. But now my perspective changed, sir, because someone needs to give a kickstart to do
So the
something.
reason
sir.
why you should tell people, I agree, you should be little careful on the way you publicize that information.
Correct, sir.
You don't want to come across like saying, see, I'm great, see, I'm great. But if you publicize saying people like this are suffering, just a small help like this has improved their life like this, and you take the story from their angle, more than you helping them, okay? That's what he does in his videos. He's talking not like, I'm doing. He's saying, there's this problem here. We gave the solution. Right?
Correct, sir.
Everyone just sees the sound bits. They start judging him. If you see the full video, he's saying there's so many people who cannot see. 1,000 people. He's helped them get vision back. Then he talks about each of their stories and he interacts with each of them.
Correct,
so if
sir.
you see that full, you're right. You should publicize it so people know you can help like this. They'll always say, oh, I didn't know in my area this person was suffering.
Correct, sir.
Simple example I'll give you. Floods happen, right?
Correct, sir.
Lloyd's Road, that road which you go up and down, no? The Drummond Road, where your favorite is up there.
Yes, sir.
Right? Everybody's going up and down that road. Right? 2 days after the flood. So what is on? There's a guy, poor man, homeless man, with a torn lungi. Right? He's crawling through the mud in his hands because his legs are not functioning. His legs are not working. He's lame. So he's using his hand, he's crawling through the mud. His lungi, everything is completely drenched in sand. And he cannot go on the side because it's all full of mud.
Correct, sir.
But he's crawling through the middle of the road in the mud. People are all going on bikes and cars. Everyone, getting irritated that he's crawling in the middle of the road. What do you want him to do? But these same people will be sitting and talking about doing something. We should help. They'll be talking about how the Palestinians should be saved, how it's wrong, what is happening in Ukraine, whatever issue. Here, right in front of you.
Yes, sir.
But all kids like you are like getting angry and irritated with him because he's crawling. Where do you want him to crawl? Both sides there, broken trees, garbage. He cannot go there. And as it is, he's crawling through mud already. And he's not asking for help. He's not like standing there in the road and saying, give me money. And he's just trying to move. But if you, Keshav, go sit there and take one Instagram video with him, like how that boy did, no? Pati.
Yes,
that
sir.
Pati, came from Burma. Immediately he
English.
somewhere he's become.
Yes,
You
sir.
sat with that man and said, Tata, where are you from? And you find out he's a retired guy who got thrown out of his house, whatever the story is. In Instagram, people will come and help him. So there's nothing wrong in publicizing.
Okay, sir.
It's a motivation. Even that's what he's talking about, profits. The reason why he talks about Americans being so charitable is you can only be charitable if you have.
Correct.
You cannot go ask that guy on the road, do some charity. He himself is in that situation, right?
Correct, sir.
If he has plenty, then you can ask, do some charity. So that is why profits is important. That's why Anand also keeps saying, you must look at earnings, look at earnings, look at earnings. Make sure there's no debt and look at earnings. That's why he says the Indian market, you should be careful. Indian market, you should be careful. Is because he's not sure about the earnings. You read that piece I put in Medium, right?
Yes, sir. FMCG. Yes, sir.
About the K-shaped recovery.
Yes, sir.
And even on Instagram, you went and approved my share request.
Yes, sir.
You read the post, the cartoon, FMGC.
I read that,
One
sir.
poor man in the shopping aisle.
Yes, sir.
While all the rich guys are looking at him sniggering.
Because nowadays
That's what's happened. The poor are not able to afford even basic necessities items.
Correct, sir.
While we, the rich, are buying Mercedes-Benz, opening luxury mall. Ambani is open, no? Geo Mall. All the world's largest top brands are there. Because of China's slowdown, everyone's moving to India now. Luxury brand in the next 3-4 years is going to become over $100 billion. This is just luxury. Not manufactured in India, all these goods. All imported. They're not creating jobs in India. All the bags are made in Europe.
Yes, sir.
Made in Germany, made in China. Brought into India with heavy duty.
Well sold.
Our guys are spending money and buying it. No Indian brands are there. No Indian brand is considered a luxury brand. You must have an Italian name. So what a lot of Indian guys do is they create one Italian name. Instead of calling it Keshav Medical Store, they'll call it John Carlo Medical Store. So you'll think one white man sitting in Italy has opened this.
Understood, sir.
But this is why profit is important.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
See what profit does. Makes the rich richer. There's no trickling down happening. The government, the way it's structured in India right now, the government, by giving companies tax breaks, all that money will be reinvested and the poor will get more jobs. But the government cannot force the company owners to take that money and create more jobs. That is up to the company owners.
Whether they are doing or not.
That is where the problem is. But because of that poor behavior, there is a fracture in society. That's where you get to this notion where he's saying, where poor people are looking at all the rich guys saying, see, look at these guys. Here we are starving. We're
Correct,
struggling.
Sir. Correct, sir.
No heart. They don't want charity. All they want is opportunity.
Correct,
Realize that.
But there is no
People in
opportunities
India
available.
who are in the lower segment don't want charity. They don't want you to keep with them free food and all that.
Okay.
They want opportunity. They also want an opportunity to grow like that.
Understood, sir.
Investing gives you that opportunity. That's why Anand keeps on saying middle class India should invest. Because through investing, you'll become wealthy and you can create those opportunities for you. I was chatting with a boy on Instagram.
Okay, sir.
He finished studying a very special course and it's a software course.
Okay.
And he was working in a very good company. That company laid off people because of economy.
Okay, sir.
Now he's working as a sales guy. But his dream is to go back and do that software job. So he's saying, I want to quit this and start my own company. I'm confident. But my family and my friends are saying, don't. What should I do? What advice would you give?
So what advice will you give is, if he is so confident on his idea, I will ask him to pitch his ideas to the investors.
That is one thing you can do, correct? Then
That is the only idea I have, sir. Because if he is so confident, he is also did well in his previous job, so he knows how to handle a business. You can try. I will say that's it.
Try what?
Doing business, doing the idea which he has.
But he has no money.
That's why I tell him to pitch his idea to someone, sir, who is willing to invest in his idea.
He feels nobody is going to invest. So you know what I told him? So I told him, I've asked him, he hasn't got back to me. I want to tell him how much salary he gets. He says he has no dependents. He's not married.
Okay, sir.
He doesn't have to support his family and he doesn't have a job. So I said, find out how much salary you're getting.
Okay.
So respect what your parents and friends are saying. Take a portion of your salary, which you don't need for your living expenses, and start investing it in a market, mutual funds, right? And start multiplying. Be patient. You're saying you're young. So you keep upskilling, keep yourself relevant, keep learning more and more technology which is relevant to you.
Okay, sir.
Keep researching. Do that as a night time. Upskill yourself.
Okay, sir.
Learn about how to run a business. Because you don't know how to run a business. Right? So take this time to study. Do online courses about business.
Okay, sir.
Read books about business. Talk to other business people. Learn how to do business while you're doing this job. Take the portion of money which you're not need for daily expenses. Every month start investing it. 5 years time, you will amass substantial amount of money, capital, seed capital. Okay, you have spent 5 years learning how to run in businesses. You would have done research. You would have spoken to business people. You will learn the skills of it. Right? So 5 years time, you will have some seed money. You have all this knowledge now, not only about your software and all that, plus all this business knowledge you have gained, experience you are gaining. Put it together. Then you look like not like a coal anymore. You look like the diamond inside the coal. You know where diamonds are found, right?
Carbon. I know, sir.
So inside that coal is a diamond. So investors now will come to you. You don't have to go chasing them. Because they will see, here's a guy who's stocking businesses, who knows how businesses run, who's got a little seed capital, has shown that he's willing to wait and invest and put it together. They'll see all this and they'll come flocking to you. And 5 years' time, this market, whatever, this global, see, everything runs in a cycle. We'll be out of the cycle. The so-called recession cycle and everything, whatever we're going, would have gotten better. Global conditions will be better. And he'll be able to push himself. In the current environment where it's so disruptive with AI and everything, it's good to just keep a job and sit. You already had a job in a company doing what you're doing, and the company is shut down. That means the market is not
in a good condition to
for this kind of whatever you're doing. Though you might like doing it. So you have to give yourself some time to reinvent. So that's the kind of mindset you should have.
Understood, sir.
That's the kind of mindset he's also trying to tell you to do. To think as an investor. Whatever you do in life, you should have an investor mindset.
Correct, sir.
Not how much money I can make out of it. That's not an investor. How can I make it grow? What is it that's missing in this that's preventing growth? A good farmer is an investor. He's investing seeds in the field, pouring water, and he's reaping the rewards, the profits of a good crop. So everybody has an investor mindset. You understood?
Yes, sir.
So that's what he's trying to teach you here.
Understood, sir.
Yes, and what about profits he's talking?
Done, yes, sir.
Thanks for watching the podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one soon.
Bye.